Now friends, let's talk about question number 23. It has been given that vector A is equal to 2i plus j cap plus 2k cap. Then the value of this, you can see vector triple product has been given to us, right? So let us take the first one. So it has been given A here. So let me take A to be, say, to make it more simplified, let me take it as xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap, right? We'll use this later on, this A. Got it? Now if I talk about the first one, which is I cross A cross I cap, right? And this is nothing but we have I dot I, okay? And this is vector A minus of I dot A, and this is again we have I here. Can you see that? This is what we have, right? Now this I dot I is nothing but we have vector A, and this is again I dot. So just have a look at this part. It's going to a very interesting one. Xi cap we have, then this is yj cap, and then we have zk cap, right? And this is going to be the ik part. Got it? So what we can do, we can just write vector A here, right? This is minus I dot I is 1 we have, and this is coming out to be x, right? And we have xi cap because other terms become 0, right? So this is what we have. So vector A is what? Vector A is nothing but we have xi cap plus yj cap we have plus zk cap, and this is minus xi cap we have, right? So this is cancelled. So this part is nothing but we have yj plus zk cap, right? So similarly, if I talk about the next part, this is going to be what? Because we are talking about, for this we have taken yj plus zk cap. So here what we can take xi cap plus zk cap, right? Same thing. Then here also we will have what? We talk about, yes, because we are talking about xi cap plus yj cap, right? So these are, once you simplify these forms, we get this thing. Now what we have, we just take the, the square of this. So squaring of the vector, remember there's a very important fundamental we have, remember? So what we have, we just square it up. So this is the thing which we use here. So once you use this part, so what we can do, you can take the first one, right? So the first one is what? We have yj plus zk. So that means yj cap plus zk cap we have, right? The first one. So what we can write, we can just write in this way, see. This can be written as yj cap plus zk cap, right? Dot. We have yj cap plus zk cap we have, isn't it? So that means we have yj. So y dot y, this is coming out to be y square, right? And z dot z, that is z square we have. Got it? Similarly, if you can just see here, because we need to square it up. So we have just taken the dot product here, and we have the square term rather, y square plus z square we have, right? Similarly, if you just check it here, so here also the same thing. So the finally we'll be getting something like this. Twice of, when you substitute this value, we have x square plus y square plus z square we have, right? So just have a look at this part, see. This is what? This is nothing but we have magnitude of A, right? So which is coming out to be how much? We are coming out to be 2 square plus 1 square plus 2 square, which is nothing but we have 3 here, right? So what we can do, we can just look at this part. This is squared part because it is given as under root of 2 square plus 1 square plus 2 square, which is 3. So that means if you square it, we get what? 2 into 9, which is coming out to be 18. So the final answer will be 18 we have, right? So this is the answer we are talking about. Got it? Now friends, let me go to the next question. Again, a very interesting one. Let's have a look at this part. If you see here, a test consists of 6 multiple choice questions, each having 4 alternative answers, of which only 1 is correct. Now the number of ways in which a candidate answers all the 6 questions such that exactly 4 of the answers are correct. So it's a very simple question, very easy question. It's everyone should make it, and do it correctly in the examination. So what do we have? So first of all, we have to do number of ways, right, of selecting So I think this is a very important thing. Correct questions. We have correct questions, right? And this is coming out to be how much? We have 64, right? This is what we have. Now also we have to check with the number of ways answering the wrong answers, right? The wrong answers, isn't it? Which is nothing but we have 3 cases. So that means the total number of ways will be equal to, we have 64 into 3 square we have, right? So that means 64 into 3 square means, so this is coming out to be 135. So this is the answer we have, right? Now friends, let's go to the next question. Again, a very interesting one. We have been given a fractional part, that is function which is this, and this is greatest integer function we have, and it denotes the fractional part of x and the greatest integer less than equal to x respectively of a real number x. If we have 0 to n fractional part function dx, then we have 0 to n greatest integer dx, and also we have been given that this numbers and 10 into n square minus n, where n belongs to n and n is greater than 1, are 3 consecutive terms of n GP. So that is the very interesting thing. So first of all, let's talk about the integral part, right? So if I talk about this integral 0 to n, right, what we have this as the fractional part function, right? So that means this is a periodic function with period 1, so we can just write it in this way, right? 0 to, we can write n into 1, which is fractional part dx we have, isn't it? Got it? And this is coming out to be n times 0 to 1, and this is the fractional part we are talking about, right? Now what about the next one? Yes, this is coming out to be 0 to n, right? And this is what, again the same thing, we have this part, we can just write in this way, because we know that fractional part is equal to x minus of this, right? Greatest integer function x, isn't it? That means if I talk about 0 to n, so the greatest integer will be how much? We have x minus of, this is the fractional part we have, right? So we can just take this way, fine. And this is coming out to be how much? Again we have 0 to n, and this is x we have, this is dx, right? And this is minus of, again 0 to n we have, so 0 to n, this is fractional part x, this is dx we have, right? So just have a look at this part, see. So the interesting part is that we have been given this, again we can just write it in this way, say 0 to n, this is x dx we have. Again we can write n times 0 to 1 because of the periodicity, we can just write this as dx. Now the interesting part is that we have just 2 integrals, right? Now the integral, this thing is very much common to us. So I think this is a very easy integral. We have 0 to 1, right? Fractional part x dx we have. So that means it can be written as 0 to 1, and we can write it as x minus greatest integer x dx. So what you can do, we can just write 0 to 1, this is x dx, my dear students, minus 0 to 1, this is greatest integer x dx. So this is going to be 0, right? So this is nothing but we have x square upon 2, that is 0 to 1 we have, and this is nothing but we have 1 by 2 here. Got it? So that means we just substitute the values here, this integral, right? So what we have? We have the first integral, this is the first integral we are talking about, this is the second integral we are talking about. So I1 is going to be what? I1 is what? We have I1 to be n by 2, right? And what about the next part? Yeah, it has been given I2 to be how much? We have been given this part, so this is n square by 2, again we have minus n by 2. Can you see that? So these are the two integrals we have taken now. Also we have this 10 into n square minus n. So that means again these are in GP, right? 10 into n square minus n, they are in GP. So if they are in GP, that means what we have n square minus n upon 2, right? If we square it, b square is equal to how much? AC, that is n by 2 into 10 times we have n square minus n we have, right? When you simplify, we get n is equal to 2, 1. So final answer is coming out to be 2, 1, right? So this is a problem, very interesting problem. Hopefully you have understood this particular problem. Thank you. God bless you.